One of the more interesting blocks that comes with WordPress is the cover block. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with this. And here you're seeing what's called a parallax effect being demonstrated. That is, the background stays in place while the page scrolls. So how do you do this? Well, it's not that difficult, quite frankly. So let's take a look with a new page. So for this, I can find the cover block in one of two ways. One, I could just use the inserter and go look for the cover block, which is over here. Or the way I prefer is just type in that slash. And if I know the name of the block, it's pretty easy to do it. C-O-V. There you go. C-O. Cover. Okay. And away I go. I'm ready to get my cover block going. So I have media in my media library that I'm going to use. I want to use this image over here. I'm skipping the alternative text, but I would normally put it in there because it's an image. And there I go. Now I'm prompted over here to write a title, and I am going to write a title, wide open spaces. All right. Now, a couple of things are going on here that we can adjust and work with. And here we have our toolbar, but it's a little bit different because this is the toolbar for the paragraph, but it's indicating right over here that it's inside of, or really it appears to be on top of, the cover block. This is the cover block icon. What do I mean? Well, let's click on any other place and we see this is the cover block toolbar. Whereas when I click anywhere in and around the paragraph, I get the paragraph, but I get this indicating that it's inside the, or on top of the cover block. All right, I got to know this because I'll get really frustrated if I'm trying to edit this and I'm over here and I just can't edit this. I can only edit it when I'm really working with the paragraph. So let's see some of the controls that you get with the cover block toolbar, which is right over here. All right, so here's the cover block. If I click on this, I can transform the cover block. And here, I get some options of how I want the alignment to go. So currently, I have it in the center. And what I want to do is just experiment a little bit. This would be the wide width, so you can see it's a little wider. And the one I like, and that is really effective, is when it bleeds to both sides of the page. So that's nice. Then I also have the ability right over here to position my text. So right now the text is in the center, but I can make the text go to the top, left, right, and then again, let's see, the bottom left, bottom right, bottom center. So 9 different positions with the one that started in the center. So that's the way I can maneuver or move my text into 9 different positions in the cover block. I also have the ability to do duotone, just like I did with the image block. So if I want to do something like this, oh, that's kind of interesting. Or maybe I want to do something, oh, like this. And then I can make some changes here. Let's say I don't want this quite like that. I can drag this down here and you can see, you can see how it affects this. But this is kind of nice if you want to add the duotone effect to your cover block. I don't, so I'm going to clear that out. And if I want to replace the image, I can click on replace and then pull another image from the media library. But I'm just going to leave it because I like this one. And then I'm going to also look at the settings over here for the cover block. So again, notice I am working in the cover block. If I were to click over here, now I'm working in the paragraph block. It's really important to know at all times what kind of block are you working with. Otherwise, it can get really frustrating because text blocks work very different than image blocks, as you can imagine. So back to the cover block I go. And we have some interesting controls over here, some interesting options. One is that fixed background. So I like this. This is nice because now I have that parallax effect. I also know, going back to my toolbar, that if I click on this icon over here, it can control the height or change the height. So I like that a little more because I'm getting a little more height on that image, which is good. Or I can just take it out. So you get an idea. I can leave it or take it out. Now, I like the fixed background. If I don't want the fixed background, of course, this is the default where it's not fixed. And when you scroll, everything just scrolls together. So back to the fixed I go. Here's another option too. Now, you really can't see the effect here, but if you had a really small image and you want to repeat it or tile it through the background, you could do that. So this is not really a good demonstration of that, but you can repeat your background if you want. Okay, I'm going to take off for now the fixed background because I want to show you that when you're in this setting, you can also change the focal point of your image. So I'm going to do that. Let's go back to changing the height too. And let's see if we can get a little more dramatic. Nah, not too much, but you get the idea that I can change the focal point. And I'm going to leave it just like that. Actually, I'm going to go back and change it to the fixed background. All right. Now, I'll come back to the minimum height in a second, but I just want to show you that you can also do colors. So here I have a solid color applying over sort of a filter on top, but I can change this to something else. And I can also change the opacity. So, okay, so if I wanted to do something like that, or if I didn't want a solid color as a filter on top of the cover block, I could put in a gradient. And, I could change some of this around. There you go. I click out of it over here. And here's some preset gradients. Let's try that one over there. Oh, not bad. And that's fine. Now, I also can change whether I have the gradient set as a linear, or there's also the ability to change it as a radius. And you see there's a little bit of a difference there. Again, opacity can be very helpful over here. How opaque or how transparent you want to make this. And last, I just want to go back up to here to show you that you can change the minimum height of your image. Now here it says 100 pixels, which seems a little strange, but let's just put in 1,000 and see what we get. Wow. Okay, so this is going to be much bigger. In fact, it's too big. So I'm going to take that out. And let's see if we can just do something like this. It would be, let's say, I'm going to put in 500. And it's a little more. Okay. So you've got between over here, the height controls over here, and also this icon right over here to help you set a height that you'll like for your page. Cover block is really cool. A lot of very interesting effects that you can do with it. Oh, let's take a look at the preview. And I will click on preview. And now you get the fuller effect of how this would look on a web page.